Okay, so one of the questions that have been popping up in my mind was whether the weapons actually affect the Golden Vow scaling, right? So just gonna pop into the game and we're gonna test it out. So I have a very default like Bloodhound Claws plus 12, and I have a Sacred Misericorde with the Golden Vow, right? And this is plus 12 as well. So just we're gonna test it out by resting at the grave. So we're gonna reset. We're gonna test it on a very simple soldier of Godric that you find at gate front here. So it's a very simple testing ground. So how this works for anyone who's who hasn't understood what Golden Vow does. Basically, Golden Vow will buff your what you could call it, your defense as well as your damage, right? So granting self and nearby allies increased attack power and defense. So I just want to test whether the attack power is buffed if you like put Golden Vow on a higher level weapon. So whether Golden Vow buff effect stacks with scales with weapon level or not. So now we cast Golden Vow, weapon skill, right? And as long as you have it cast, if you have the weapon equipped, you are still benefiting from the Golden Vow. So I'm gonna let him shield. So it's 39. And a jump attack. Okay, so if it's unshielded, it's 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, so the shield hit is 39. So now we're gonna swap it to something of a lower level. Go to Ashes of War, and we're gonna take a dagger plus 4, right? And we're gonna put the Golden Vow on it. Okay, and swap this out with the Golden Vow dagger at the plus 4 Golden Vow dagger. So now, if it scales, we would actually have a lot less damage. So you can see the golden aura effect has gone from my body. So the Golden Vow has faded away. Golden Vow only lasts for 45 seconds, by the way. So now we have the plus 4 Sacred Dagger, right? And we're gonna cast Golden Vow. Swap it out. And let's see, let's get this Soldier of Godric to shield up. Same, 39. Okay, so 1, 2, 2 because it's shielded. Yeah, and 2, 3, 4 if it's unshielded for a jumping R2, right? So this is my jumping R2 attack. So the experiment says that the experimental results is that the Golden Vow or sort of like buffs, Ash of War buffs doesn't scale with weapon level. Okay, so another way that we can check for the weapon damage or how they scale according to maybe incantations of Ashes of War is actually through the menu screen here. So if you go to your equipment, right, and you press triangle button on your PlayStation controller or Y on your Xbox controller, you will go into the character status, right, and you can see on the right side. So you can see here that it was my right hand armament 2, which is my Bloodhound Claws, is 220, and my right armament 1, which is my Misericorde, is 197 damage. So for example, we want to see how much Golden Vow buffs the damage to. So it's pretty simple. So I have my Misericorde equipped, and yes, Golden Vow on it. I cast, right? And we go back into the equipment menu, and then press triangle for PS controller, PlayStation, and Xbox Y for Xbox controller. You will get 220 and 246, right? So there's a buff in damage. So just like my previous example, I wanted to test out. I wanted to put the Golden Vow Ash of War on a small or a lesser level weapon, right? So this Misericorde plus 12, for example. So let's put it on maybe a level 1 weapon, right, to see whether it scales off it. So let's put Ash of War. Maybe I put it on this Lord Swan Straight Sword. Okay, so it's now on the Lord Swan Sacred Straight Sword, right? And let's change it out. Right, this is a level 1 weapon. Okay, so earlier the Bloodhound Claws was buffed from 220 to 246. So now we will have it on the straight sword and we buff. Right, then you go straight into the menu, press triangle for PlayStation and Y for Xbox controller, and you will see that the Bloodhound Claws is again buffed to 246. So just as my previous example, so that the weapon level doesn't affect how much of a damage buff you get from your Golden Vow Ash of War. So technically, you can put your Golden Vow Ash of War on like a level 1 dagger and use it as a buff right before you go into a boss fight or before you attack enemy, and it would give the same amount of buff as if you would equip it on like a level 12 or like level 25 dagger.